Estimate new vehicle sales. Away we go. So we take the total sales per class from the market tab. And then we also copy the total sales per customer segment from the market tab. The preferred vehicle classes from the market tab also come with us. We're going to use all of this information to figure out our microsegment size. The class plus the customer segment is the microsegment. Then we create the segment preference key. This key is basically saying how much of the, say, value seekers like trucks. So it's the percentage of people that are in that customer segment that like that class of vehicle. The key is created by looking at the market tests and the focus group tests and saying, okay, what is it right now? We know that there are no luxury vehicles out there, but we know that there's economy vehicles. And so we can kind of pattern off what Stratsim is going to give us for those preferred vehicle classes. Now, those preferred vehicle classes in writing are done in order of preference. And this is very important that you understand this. Trucks in the value seekers are preferred over economy vehicles, over anything else. In fact, they far prefer truck and economy than anything else, those value seeker people. And so we create the percentage, these little multipliers that we're going to use for each economy vehicle, truck. So we figure out the expected total sales from the market tab forecast of those total sales. So that's what we're first of all, we need to know what the total sales, not from the last year. That's what that 8263 number is. What are going to be the sales next year? And it turns out that we have that number, and that's on the market tab. And we can estimate, well, we've got a 5% increase in the total market. Now we have to look at each microsegment. Microsegment sales are equal to the segment sales multiplied by a number of people that like in that microsegment that like that vehicle. So the example that we're creating here is the 1E, or value seekers that like economy vehicles. Microsegment, you take the number of value seekers, the total number of value seekers, total in that segment, and multiply it by the percentage that like economy vehicles of that segment. And that's from that preference key. And so that's what's going on here. We come up with some number of sales in that microsegment of the total 8670 expected sales or forecasted sales. So the problem though is that you can't just look at, well, I've got 2E, that's a huge microsegment, I'm gonna go there. How many vehicles are going to be in that microsegment when our vehicle is ready for release? Because we need to divide the microsegment up into how many vehicles are actually targeting that microsegment. And that's what we're going to do now. And the number of vehicles expected in that microsegment are the vehicles that are existing right now and the ones that will be developed between the time that we start development of our new vehicle and by the time we release that vehicle. And so it's a bit of a guess, but I think it's a pretty good idea to say that there's going to be at least one other vehicle, one other company that's going to release a vehicle for that microsegment as well. So that means the expected sales of our new vehicle in that target microsegment is that microsegment total size divided by the total number of vehicles that will be in that microsegment or that are focused on that microsegment. We can then do a conditional formatting, and that makes the microsegments with the highest sales for our new vehicle pop out. It turns out that we have this microsegment in this particular game. It's different in many games. It looks like the 2M microsegment is going to be the largest for this particular game. Now, you have to update this sheet every year for updated forecasts for new vehicle sales because things in the industry will change. And then by the time that you release your vehicle, you'll know exactly how many vehicles you can expect to sell. That's how you figure out your total number of new vehicle sales and which vehicle to develop. Watch this one next.